What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for another Bracketology update. I am 2 days late on this video. I do apologize about that. I had one of my great friends stay tonight Friday night, and good thing I'm doing this now. We've had quite a bit happen since the last Bracketology update. I just got done wrapping up watching IU sweep the season series against Iowa. Two of IU's biggest wins this year. We're going to get more into that a little bit later. But going and quickly looking at the updated Bracketology. Number one seed still the same, except Alabama took Villanova's spot, and Villanova's now where Alabama was in the last Bracketology. I think they are the exact spots they actually swapped where they were at the last time. They're in the opposite spots now. We have a lot of movement, though. A lot of teams moving down. Minnesota, Tennessee, Winthrop, some of those included. St. Bonaventure, USC. USC just picked up a big win over UCLA. UCLA, 48 points. That's embarrassing. USC scored like 66 last night in their win. What else happened? Texas losing in double overtime to Oklahoma State. That game was something else for a while there. Just not a lot of offense at all in that game. Yeah, just been a lot going on. But let's go and get through the Bracketology. I mean, we already know that Gonzaga's going to win the first game. They're like 19-0, 18-0, something like that. I know Boise State's been a little shaky lately, but Minnesota has not won a game on the road, and I just cannot trust them right now. I'm going to go Boise State. Kansas, Belmont. Kansas lost to West Virginia yesterday. They could just never get in the groove. I'm going to take the 20-1 Belmont Bruins. Belmont's a very dangerous team right now. They could score a bunch. So I think Belmont, I think they're the Bruins. If I'm wrong, comment below, please. Tennessee and Winthrop can also see the upset, but I think Tennessee can get by. Tennessee just only beat Kentucky by 11, a Kentucky team that's not very good at all. Virginia Tech, Indiana. I'm going to go with Indiana. I know Virginia Tech just beat down Virginia, but IU starting to really come together defensively. Their backcourt not shooting well, though, throughout most of the game against Iowa. Then all of a sudden, when it counted most, IU was able to finish the game. That's been their problem this year, too. They haven't been able to really close games, but in this case, they showed up when it mattered most. IU, I think, could make noise in the tournament. We'll see, though. Starting to think they can make a run. Texas over Siena. Texas has lost 4 of their last 5 straight. Their offense looked cold yesterday. Couldn't do a whole heck of a lot. And I don't know why they couldn't transition through the middle a whole bunch, trying to get Caleb Boone out of the middle. Because every time they kept going in there towards the end of the game, it seemed like he was just there blocking the damn shot. Shaka Smart needs to get the point straight to his team that they need to start figuring it out. This is not the time to be losing games right now. Florida over Oregon. I know Florida just dropped one to South Carolina, but Florida's still a sneaky team. I mean, they got Castleton on their team. Keontae Johnson, I don't know if he's coming back, though, but still. They've been doing a pretty good job actually filling the void without him in the lineup. Illinois over Northeastern. Illinois just picked up a win over Wisconsin. Illinois, I think, is starting to finally get it together. I think they're starting to become consistent. The consistent team that we were expecting them to be this year. Illinois, don't count them out yet. Don't. I wouldn't count them out at all. I was starting to lose faith in them there for a while, but I would not count them out. Gonzaga over Boise State. I'm gonna go with the Cinderella run. Belmont, I'm telling you, Belmont they're not 20-1. They're not 21 for no reason. I mean, they are a dangerous team. I would not be surprised if Belmont made a sneaky run in this tournament if they continue to play well. Indiana and Texas, this would be a rematch from the Maui Invitational. I think Indiana can beat Texas. If Texas plays the way they did against Oklahoma State, I don't know, man. You know what? We're going to mix things up a little bit. I'm going to take Indiana. I just think Indiana's defense has really shown up lately. They've been really putting it together slowly but surely. I want to take Texas, but I'm going to mix it up just a little bit. Illinois, I'm going to go Illinois over Florida. Gonzaga, Belmont, we got to go with Gonzaga. Belmont's run's going to end there. Indiana, Illinois be a rematch of the tight matchup we had, tight overtime game we had a few days ago between these two teams. I think Illinois gets it done again. Gonzaga, Illinois. I've been taking Gonzaga to the Final Four a bunch, but you know what? I think the two teams that could beat Gonzaga are Illinois and Baylor. Two of the teams you could probably say, well, one, Illinois has not faced Gonzaga yet. And Gonzaga, I mean, they've proven though that they are a very, very powerful team. They've beaten a lot of great competition. That was in December though. Things do change over time, but I'm gonna go Illinois. I'm gonna change it up just a little bit. Let's mix it up. Okay, let's figure out who's gonna face Illinois from Region 4, the bottom left region. I'm just going to straight up say this, and Alabama just lost I wouldn't call it a bad loss to Missouri, but the way they played made it look like a bad loss. They were down like 19 at one point. It was kind of ugly. Missouri's been on this little bit of a roller coaster ride too. I just don't know. The SEC's overrated this year. I should have realized this earlier on, but who even freaking knows who's winning that conference? I think it'll come down to between Alabama and Missouri maybe at this point. I don't know. Tennessee can get in the mix, but you just never know what you're going to get at this point with these two teams. I mean, how Florida could be in the SEC final at this point. I don't know anymore. Very enticing matchup here. Oklahoma State and Loyola Chicago. Oklahoma State, if they get approved to play in a tournament, pardon me on that, I think they'll make some noise. I mean, they got Cade Cunningham. I know he was in a shooting slump recently, or he has been. But when it mattered most, they got the job done. Loyola Chicago is 16-3. They have a good defense, but I still have to take Oklahoma State. Ooh, that's a very good game. If they face each other, that'd be something. I just can't get over that matchup. All right, Creighton versus Stanford. The winner of Stanford, Maryland. Don't matter who wins that game. I think they're beating Creighton. Creighton has, oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on with Creighton. I'm just telling you, if you look back at their recent few games, very close games, no matter who the team is, it seems like they show up in part of the game and then they start kind of just being like, yeah, screw it, we're here. Why not? I don't give the game to them. I don't know. Creighton barely beat Marquette. They lost to Georgetown recently. Oklahoma, Liberty, we're going to go Oklahoma. Purdue, UConn, very weird one here because Purdue's been like on a sneaky run this season. They're doing a lot better than I thought they were going to, by the way. But UConn, that injury with James Bouknight really shows. I mean, that missing piece of their offense really shows. I'm going to go Purdue because of that. That's a big reason. But UConn makes me nervous in the tournament because they're usually a very good team. If you were to base it off of like tournament experience, how well they do, UConn wins that matchup by a lot. UConn usually succeeds very well in the tournament. Virginia, UC Irvine. Virginia almost lost to Pitt. Pitt's not even that good. I know they got Justin Champagnie, but Virginia is just a team that you don't know who they're going to lose to. I just don't understand with Virginia at all. Colorado, Arkansas. I'm going to go Arkansas because Colorado I think is overrated, and I think Arkansas, they're not the best, but I think Arkansas can beat Colorado. And then I'm going to go Ohio State over Stephen F. Austin. Alabama, Oklahoma State. You know what? I'm going to go with the huge upset because Alabama, if they're a 1 seed, Alabama's not a basketball school. As we know, they're a football school. Alabama has never been a seed higher in the March Madness tournament. I think higher than a 3 or something like that. I don't know. But if they're a 1 seed by somehow by the end of it, by this whole regular season in conference tournaments, they're going to have a lot of pressure on them. Teams that are not normally number 1 seeds or have never been number 1 seeds, they don't make it very far. I've noticed this quite a bit and in years past. So, and Oklahoma State can beat anybody on their best day. It's just a matter of the matchup. And Alabama got slowed down by Oklahoma, and they pretty much fell flat in that game. So Oklahoma State could play some defense too. Stanford/Maryland versus Oklahoma. We're going to go Oklahoma, which I'm going to say Oklahoma so many more times. Oh my gosh. Gotta screw up my vocabulary. Purdue, Virginia. Be a rematch of the Elite Eight from 2 years ago. I'm not sure if Purdue can beat Virginia, though. Virginia can play defense. I think there's no question they can play defense, but their offense can suck so bad. It'd be like watching a desert for 10 hours. I have no idea. Virginia just, I don't know. I'm going to pick them to barely squeak by against Purdue. Arkansas, Ohio State. We got to go Ohio State. The Battle of Oklahoma. It can happen. Both these teams, I don't know if they've even faced each other yet this season, but the truth is, I think I'm going to take Oklahoma because I think usually when it comes down to the tournament, the veteran, more experienced players usually start taking over at that point. They start really pushing through. The freshmen kind of start trailing off a little bit. I think Oklahoma's got a better team by a little bit for sure. I mean, they've been proving it anyway. They have like 4 top 10 wins in the last month. It's crazy. Ohio State, Virginia. Ohio State, very good game they play. Overall, they just play very well. This is a very interesting matchup. I'm going to go Ohio State to the Final Four. I think they can do it, but Oklahoma can, throw them off. All right. Region 2 time, top right. Here we go. Baylor over the playing game. Baylor, I don't know who's going to beat Baylor at this point. They're like 18-0 as well. We're 17-0. Louisville over BYU. BYU's been kind of lately. They've just been all over the place. West Virginia versus the winner of Colorado State Seton Hall. I'll take Seton Hall beat Colorado State, but I don't think they're beating West Virginia. I think West Virginia's just, I don't know, man. They're really starting to show that it doesn't matter. They're going to really perform at the best level they can every single game, and they've shown it. I mean, you got Miles McBride, Culver. They do have it seems like West Virginia, they're scoring a bit, this season a lot. I mean, at times, of course, they struggled, but West Virginia definitely looks like a very good team. I think some people are kind of sleeping on them a little bit. I'm not sure, but they could definitely make their case for being a Big 12 champion, even making possibly a deep run. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens. Oh, jeez. Missouri, I mean, I know they beat Alabama, but Missouri has been, what have they been? What is their identity? What is the identity of most of these teams this year anyway? My goodness, like every team, like one team, don't win a game. Boom, we are better than you. Second game, oh, geez, who am I now? I mean, are we like 5 years old now or something? I have no idea anymore. I'm going to go Missouri. I want to pick the 13-4. I can't do it. I don't think UAB can do it. This is going to be an odd pick here, but I'm going to pick LSU over UCLA. UCLA, what in the world has happened to this team? I don't know. There's times where UCLA, it's just I have no idea. They only scored 48 points. Are you kidding me? With the offense that they can do, what they can do on offense overall, I'm a little shocked they scored 48 points. Oh, geez. Maybe USC has a good defense. I don't know too much about USC's team. All I know is they're top of the Pac-12 now. Iowa Grand Canyon, oh, geez. Iowa needs to figure it out because they can lose the first round. Absolutely. You're talking a team that if they face at least a decent defense, they're in trouble because if they start getting to Garza, they can start getting into his head. Garza starts screwing up, and they give him a full load of trouble. Iowa's in trouble, I mean, their defense is not very good. They showed that in the game against IU. Can't defend at times. I'm still going to pick Iowa. I still think they can do it. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Pardon me on that. And I'm going to go Xavier over Clemson. I don't know anymore. Clemson's just it's a coin flip at this point. Houston, Houston lost to East Carolina. Houston, defensively great, but their offense, sometimes they're not there. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Houston scares me a little bit right now. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. We're going to go Baylor over Louisville. We're going to go West Virginia over Missouri. If this Excel bracket will let me pick. I want to pick LSU. I know they can score, but lately they haven't shown that. I know they can play faster, but I'm still going to take Iowa. I don't think LSU can play great defense. They're not great defensively at all, as we know. Xavier and Houston, I could see Xavier beating Houston unbelievably, but I mean, anything can happen. I'm going to go Houston, and then Baylor, West Virginia, they were supposed to play a couple of weeks ago, but COVID issues kept that from happening. Their first of 2 games, February 15th. I will definitely be looking forward to that game. But until West Virginia proves to me that, or until any team in the Big 12 or whatever proves to me that they can hang with Baylor, I'm going with Baylor. Iowa and Houston. Houston, this would be a very strange match. I don't know who I would pick, though, in this game. I'm going to go Houston. Screw it at this point. I'm going to go Baylor to take out Houston. Because Iowa, oh, man, I don't know. That defense of Houston's can limit Luka Garza for sure. Oh, my goodness. All right. Bottom right, Michigan over South Dakota. Drake and San Diego State. Drake almost lost to Valparaiso yesterday, and they came back and won by 3. Florida State over Toledo. Toledo just lost to my college alumni, or college alum, Ball State. And Ball State just came out of nowhere with that one. I don't know where that came from. They haven't been doing great this year either. They've not been doing great this year. They're like only 7-9. Texas Tech over UNC Greensboro. USC over North Carolina. North Carolina just had a win over Duke. Wisconsin Navy. Wisconsin, boy, they can lose there too. I'm tempted to pick Navy, but I don't think Navy is the team that can do it. I still have faith in Rutgers. I don't know what it is. They've won 4 straight. I think they could still do something. They could. You never count anyone out. It's like people be like, "Oh yeah, you're just picking him, blah blah blah," or whatever. It's it's like with South Carolina, for instance, from 4 years ago. They were a 7 seed, and they had pretty much kind of dropped the ball through most of the rest of the season, eliminating the first round of their conference tournament. Then they went to the Final Four. They beat a red-hot Duke team. It was crazy that year with the run, of course, but, that's just an example of a team that you don't want to count anyone out. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my point. Villanova over Louisiana. Villanova just lost to St. John's. St. John's, though, they're on a 6-game winning streak. They are definitely red hot. I think they should definitely appear on the next Bracketology on Tuesday. Michigan over Drake. Florida State, Texas Tech. Very, very, wow. I would love to see this game. 2 of my favorite teams going at it. I picked Florida State the last time. I'm going to go Texas Tech this time. That's a tough matchup, though. And I'm going to go USC to beat Wisconsin. And I'm going to pick Rutgers to upset Villanova. A lot of people are going to probably hop in the Villanova bandwagon just because of, I get it. Tournament experience plays a huge role. But when you got a team like Villanova who has been struggling lately, I'm just treating this as if March Madness was right now. That's how I do these videos. For those who don't know, I treat this as if it was right now. And if it was March Madness right now, yeah, I think Villanova would be getting tossed early on. The way they played against St. John's especially. 6 turnovers by Colin Gillespie, that's not characteristical at all of him. They were getting thrown off all night. Michigan, Texas Tech. I'm going to go Michigan. Michigan's been unstoppable pretty much this whole year. USC and Rutgers, a 6-7 in the Sweet 16. Jeez, this is a very interesting game. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go USC, screw it. And then I gotta go Michigan to the Final Four. All right, in the Final Four, we have Illinois versus Ohio State. What a game we have here. I'm taking Illinois. Baylor versus Michigan. I'm going to go Baylor. And I think, you know what? This time I'm going to turn tables. I think Illinois can get revenge on Baylor. So I think Illinois can win the national championship. Later on down the road, I'm going to start making different videos of, like, who do I think is the current favorite to win this conference and a couple of other teams who could win it as well. And then start making different videos with other college basketball stuff. You guys will see it as my ideas come along with it. And then, of course, I'm actually going to do conference tournament predictions a month from now, roughly, once right before, basically when we are about to start conference tournament play. And then, of course, March Madness picks video. So I can't wait for it, guys. We're drawing so much closer. Selection Sunday is either 4 or 5 weeks away from now. Looking forward to it with you guys, or I think it's 5 to 6 weeks away. Either way, it's coming up so fast. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys take care. Next Bracketology update video coming your way on Tuesday. I'll see you guys then.